What's going on, everyone? Today I was out playing Bird's Nest Disc Park in Arvada, Colorado. It's a pretty open course. It can get pretty windy and muddy if it's raining. But here's hole one. It's 483 feet, par three. It's kind of down a hill. They have multiple positions for most of these holes. Yeah, I just kind of turned over my Page Pierce Convict and actually ended up like on the other side of 17's fairway, and right here I'm trying to do like a big hyzer putt around these trees, just get by the basket, and I'm about, I don't know, 12 short, so giving a good putt, get my par and get out. This is hole two, 278 feet, par three. I'm just trying to flick my kind of beat in Emac Truth and just didn't put enough pop on it, so it's about 45 short. I'm just trying to do a little jump putt. And just hung it out a little too wide. Now I'm just gonna go walk up and tap in my par. And spoiler alert, it is a lot of this. This round is a lot of just tapping in my pars. Here's hole three, 306, par three, kind of throwing up a hill, and it's just kind of right there on the side of the hill. Put a good move with my jackalope, my mint discs jackalope, and wasn't an ace run, but it definitely parked it maybe 6 to 8 feet. Go and tap in my first birdie. This is hole four, 476 feet, par three. Kind of going back down the hill. Uh, it's kind of the basket's kind of tucked behind a mound. Just kind of get a good, you know, disc out there. Let it kind of flex out maybe. And I threw a match play explorer and just didn't put enough on it, so it ended up pretty short. Pitched up with my Innova Makani, my Glow Makani, and put it right by the basket. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap in. All right, on to hole five. This one is 249 feet, par three. It's kind of tucked right between those trees, and I just grip locked my truth and somehow ended up hitting that tree on the right side of the tree and still progressing forward enough to have a 35, 40 foot jump putt. And again, just held it out way too wide. Didn't put a good effort into it. So we tapped in my three. On to hole six. Hole six is a par three, 389 feet. Kind of just dead straight ahead of you. I'm taking my flippy beat in trespass. Just kind of putting it on a hyzer flip, let it get out there. And I ended up about 35, 40 short again. Gonna give it another little putt. And just a little too wide again. Walking up, tapping in the three. Putting with the uh, classic blend judges, first judges. Here's hole seven, 421 feet, par three. This one, you can't really see it, but it's on a mound. And I took my less beat in trespass and just it faded out a little early on me. Here I'm taking my Glow Makani again, just trying to pitch it up onto the mound and ended up hitting some of those rocks and rolling back a good 15 feet. So here I'm putting for my par up the hill, up the mound, and just didn't get the height on it. So here I'm tapping into my bogey and almost didn't tap it in. So, but it's in the bucket. But on to hole eight, 304, par three. I'm just taking that Emac Truth again and just putting on a big hyzer, letting the wind push it back. And actually gave it what I thought was a decent ace run, but it was a little short. Here I am about 20 feet, putting for my birdie, and I drain it. On the hole nine, 275 feet, par three. I couldn't tell which position this pin was in, so I just tried to put my what is this, my BT hard crown just kind of in between where the baskets would be. Ended up being the basket that's a little shorter and just can't see it on camera because it's bad camera placement, but I gave it a good run, just tickled the left side chains and tapping in my three right there. And on to hole 10. It's another par three, 221 feet. Taking that same crown and just trying to put it on a nice little hyzer angle and just put a little too much on it because it turned over a little bit, but still putting about 25, 28 feet.
Go. Yes.
And yeah, just barely made it in, but it's another birdie. On to hole 11, 240 feet, par three. Again, taking that same crown, just trying to do the same thing. And it wanted to hyzer back about right here, but just kept going straight. So I'm about 28 feet again, but long this time. Putting back. And just so you know, this is real time. There's no like real editing to this.
Oh, what?
And that hit the
What?
bottom of the basket where the pole is and made it back out. That's never happened to me before. Nothing crazy like that. I've had it, the toilet bowl spit out, but nothing like that. But on the hole 12, 340 feet, par three, took my Riki Waisaki Opto Explorer and just tried to put it on a big hyzer. Ended up about 15, 20 feet short, maybe. Right tucked by these trees. So it was a little awkward, but just put it up, dropped it in. Another birdie. On to hole 13, par three, 357 feet. Taking that white beat in trespass, trying to do another little hyzer flip. Get it down there, and got it in the circle. About 28 feet, maybe 25, 28 feet. And just never gave it the effort. Right on line, just too low. Tapping in another par. On the hole 14, it's another par three, 540 feet. Oh, sorry, par four. I'm sorry. Trying to take that less beat in trespass and put on a little bit of a flex line. And it kind of did what it did on hole 7, just faded out a little early than I wanted. So right here, I'm trying to throw it to the left of that first grouping of trees with my Mint Discs Bobcat. And didn't put enough on it, but it still snuck through. About 15 to 18 feet for my birdie three. And I drain it. On to hole 17, or sorry, hole 15, 254 feet, par three. This was in a new position for me, but it's pretty much just do a big hyzer with an overstable disc. I chose my Felon, and it wasn't really an ace run, but it definitely hit on the ground short of the basket and rolled up towards the pin. Another drop in birdie. On the hole 16, 347, par three. Trying to take that Opto Explorer again, and was trying to throw it a little low, but got the nose up so the headwind kind of lifted it. It did the exact line I wanted, just higher than I wanted, but I broke through. Now I have a straight headwind putt about 35 feet, 38 feet maybe. And just a little short. Decent effort, just a little bit short. Gonna be tapping in my three. And on to hole 17, taking that trespass again. Just trying to do another slight flex line. Just threw it low, testing some OB, but it pretty much made it to where I was trying to go, just a little shorter. So now I'm trying to take my Bobcat again. Just trying to give it a little flick. Trying to get it up by the basket. Yeah, I got up there pretty good. But I missed my putt. So we dropping in a four. I did not realize this while I was playing, but apparently that was a par four. So on to hole 18, 245, par three. It's kind of on the side of this hill. I'm trying to take my felon and just work my way on the side of the hill, and it made it all the way down the hill. It ended up better than I thought it did, but still wasn't really what I was trying to go for.
What?
And just again, not enough pop on the putt. So hit bottom left and made its way out of the basket. On to hole 19. Yes, this is a 27 hole course. You can just play 18, but I'm going to play the full 27. This one's 341 feet, par three. Trying to take that Explorer again and put it on a good hyzer, and the wind just kind of kept it to the right, never let it hyzer back. I also kind of misreleased it a little bit. So throwing into a little bit of a headwind, taking my crown, just kind of pitching up. Taking my three, moving on. This one is hole 20. It's a par three, 344 feet. Fairway is some short grass, about maybe 20 feet wide. Everything else is taller grass. It's not tall grass, but it's taller grass. And I just threw my that red trespass really low and just skimmed the top of the grass on the right side. Faded out a little bit just to the left of the fairway, or left side of the fairway, and pitching up about 80 feet. I was trying to give it a little bit of a run, but it ended up just a good layup. Tapping in another three. On to hole 21. This tee area was super muddy, and these back holes can get kind of muddy, so I just chose the flattest, driest spot. It's 200, no, not 200, it's 320 feet, par three. Taking that Explorer again and trying to just put it out there and let it hyzer back, and just wasn't really wanting to hyzer back. Made it into a decent spot, but still having to jump putt. And right behind the basket from where I'm looking, it's kind of a swampy area. I just go right off the top of the basket. So I'm about like, didn't move the camera, but it's about 12 feet on the other side of the basket. And just hit a three, move on. Again, this was kind of muddy. You can't really see it because of the whole bar, but it's a 337 feet, par three. Trying to take that uh, truth again, and this actually I thought it ended up a lot better than it did. Now I'm kind of in a marshy area, trying to do a jump putt, and just didn't get it wide enough. So be dropping in another par. On to hole 23. It's a par three, 493 feet, kind of slightly uphill, and it has a mowed fairway. And I threw the disc exactly how I wanted. It was that beat in trespass. Just I didn't give it the height that I wanted it. It was the right line, just didn't give it the airspace. So here I'm trying to pitch up with that Makani again, and just again didn't give it the effort. So got about a 55-foot jump putt from the rough, and yeah, kept hanging those jump putts out wide. I'll be dropping in a bogey four, and on to hole 24. This is another par three, 419 feet, muddy tee area. I just tried to put it in this fairway is maybe 8 feet wide in the skinny area, so I just tried to put my overstable, less beat in trespass out to the right and let it fade in a little bit to the left. Here I threw my beat in crown and just turned it over, and it faded back a little bit to a decent spot, so I'm only like 12, 15 feet maybe, and just didn't commit. I don't know what happened. So dropping in another bogey four on the hole 25. It's a par three, 230 feet. And there was no real good place to throw from here, so I'm just taking my truth and trying to put it out, just let the disc do the work, and still didn't put enough on it. So I'm about 28, 30 feet short maybe, and this mud is thick. It didn't really stick to my shoes much, but as soon as you step down, you're about 2, 3 feet or 2, 3 inches down in the mud, and it's hard to get your balance. So gave it a best effort I could. Ended up just right by the basket. So dropping in another three. On to hole 26. This is a par three, 354 feet. It's kind of perched up on a hill a little bit. Trying to take that truth and just drift it to the right, and just never got it to drift. So I'm kind of over in the rough. Can't see the basket from the shot, but it's just off screen to the right. It's about maybe 80, 90 feet. So I'm just trying to jump putt it up there. Give myself a good layup. I'm going to be dropping in another par. And on to hole 27, the last hole. 356 feet, par three. I'm just trying to take that less beat in trespass out way right and let the crosswind, the right to left wind, push it back left towards the basket. And I actually put a good move on it. Actually made it about 12, 15 feet long of the basket. So here I'm putting for my birdie, and I hit it. It's a good way to end the round with a birdie. So I ended up with a 79, which is down four with the current layout that was at Bird's Nest. As you can see, didn't hit a single circle two putt, only 26% birdie. But overall, wasn't a bad round. I was not mad about it. I've definitely have had worse rounds out at the Bird's Nest. But yeah, thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next video. Thank you.